Yeah, it'll be in. We'll start going through
what's
that
happening?
soon.
Can we
I
just
don't know
get
if we
into
want to
it?
wait for Smash JT or
Yeah, I'd like to wait for Smash, maybe a warm up topic, and then we can talk
There's
about
a few
this stuff.
things we can talk about.
It'll be pretty kind of a long segment, so I don't want to like crowd out the other topics.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about Snow White.
yeah, let's get into Snow White.
Yeah, Working Man and Jesus kicking her
I
ass.
wanted to talk about Doomsday, but all right, let's do Snow White.
Oh, that's almost as bad as Star Wars, Rhino. Nobody cares about any goddamn chairs. There aren't even having any
if we're
Avengers
not allowed to
in the
talk
Avengers
about
movie.
Star Wars, then we're going to talk about Marvel.
I actually still kind of love the Marvel characters, Tom. So
I love them
They
too. But
haven't-
who
they
cares
haven't-
about?
hasn't been
Did you-
crushed yet.
Are we noticed that there's no Avengers in the Avenger movie?
Well, Thor's in there.
Woo!
So is Ant-Man.
I hope everybody.
Ant-Man's like JV
dies.
team.
Brother, you know Ant-Man was a founding Avenger, right?
I
He's
know.
on the Avengers #1 cover.
What are you talking about, Tom?
Yeah, but he wasn't part of the OG team. Not
He
in the
is a
films.
part of Avengers #1, Tom,
I
from the
know
1960s.
this, but nobody cares. Nobody went to see his last movie. I'm not talking about the goddamn comics.
I reckon they
Jeez.
should cast Anthony Mackie as Iron Man.
Well, no, we have Ironheart.
There's no Iron
What is
Man,
the
so you
plan
gotta.
there? Like, are they just gonna reboot everything and then have like a new Tony Stark and stuff?
Yes, I think after
Oh.
Secret Wars, 100%.
Who would even be a good fit for Tony Stark? Like, actually,
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
like
I-
really.
That's a
think
good
about it,
conversation to have.
Like, what actor comes to
No.
mind? It has to be probably
I
some
know.
unknown dude. You know,
You need to get somebody with a lot of charisma, #1. That's
that's gonna be hard.
Someone who can pull
Even
off
like
the
even like
swagger.
Captain America. Like, who the hell do you
Tom
get for Captain
Cruise.
America?
Captain America would be a little bit easier to cast than.
I think
I mean, you just need like a fit, bulky, muscle guy.
McCracken.
So wait,
to do
wait a second.
Captain
What
America.
about Tom Cruise? Would he fit?
You're too old.
Tom Cruise, I reckon he. No, you
Iron
boys-
Man
No, they
is
would
old.
they'd get somebody young that they can sign for like 15 movies. Unknown.
True.
That's what they get.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That's
I was
probably the
gonna
best
say,
movie. ever.
Alan Richardson is well, he'd make a Captain America, but he's kind of an asshole.
What's funny is you guys think that these movies are going to be a big thing in 5 years from now, when they're not.
They probably won't, but whatever.
what-
Well, we'll
so
see. You
what's-
know,
what's gonna take
Superman
the
will be
place
a
then?
big test. I think Superman and
That's what I've
Fantastic
been
Four,
saying.
those two movies are going to show us exactly where we're at with superhero movies.
You know,
That's
I
what
got,
I've
I
been
got high
saying.
hopes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, anything is better, right? So the only way
Well,
out
you
to
think
go
that,
is up.
though, but hang on, you think anything is better, but then we've been thinking that for what, the last three phases of the MCU, and it just keeps getting worse. Now, yeah, you do get a couple of diamonds in the rough every now and then with your Spider-Man and
I love
you know,
Deadpool,
little bits and
Wolverine.
pieces, Deadpool, Wolverine.
You know,
but
I even liked Werewolf by
All in
Night.
all, I'm really worried
Werewolf by Night
about.
was cool, yeah. I agree.
I'm
And
really
by the
worried
way,
about Fantastic Four.
Not all of those.
Superhero movies.
Not
or
every
comic
cast
book?
member was announced during that thing. You
No,
know,
right.
100%. Hugh Jackman's going to be in it. No way.
Mm.
They're doing that 90s X-Men team,
Did they
early
announce Halle
2000s
Berry?
X-Men team. Yeah, the Storm's going to be in it. I don't know
Right.
why they didn't announce her and Hugh
There were
Jackman.
no Guardians on the list.
You know what's
None
going
of
to
the
work
Guardians.
if he doesn't frick up the ending is the J.J. Abrams mystery box can work as a structure for a DC arc that carries through multiple films.
You mean MCU?
The thing that I find with DC
Sorry,
is they're not taking their time. They're not being patient with it. I feel like they should build like phase 1 of the MCU.
Dude, they can't.
Built
Rhino, they can't anymore. They got to put up or shut up, or they're going to go out of business.
Hmm.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
I can tell you 100% what the plot for Doomsday is. It's going to be, because you already saw it in the Marvels. So they're going to have incursions. They've already talked about incursions in Multiverse of Madness. And what those do is wipe out 2 universes. So probably there's going to be an incursion between the X-Men and the MCU movies. And Doomsday or Doctor Doom, Iron Man is going to show up and trick him. He's going to come in as a savior. And then he's going to probably snap some kind of celestial power or something.
Yeah, because
And then
rumor I
he's
heard
going
is he
to
is
destroy
actually
all of
Dr.
their
Doom.
universes.
Well,
And he's going to
steals
set up
the
Battle
Beast power,
World.
right? 2015.
He's going to
one?
set up Battle World, which will have like,
Yeah.
you know, that's why you've seen those, like the AI art or whatever, those storyboards. Like you could tell it's set up because they have like Town Hulk. Battle World had like countries that were universes. It should make sense if you think
There's
about
a
it.
rumor going around that he basically is Doom, but he changed his looks to trick
To deceive them,
everybody,
yeah.
to deceive them, yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
guarantee you 100% that's what they're going to do. It's going to be those two universes trying to save themselves. He's going to come in as deceiver and then steal some kind of god power and then create Battle World, and that's what Secret Avenger. Or that's what
it's
Secret
10
Wars
movies
is
too
going to be.
late for Doctor
Man.
Doom, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, not really. Doctor Doom, like if they had have done something completely separate with, let's say, Fantastic Four, I think that it could have worked.
There's
Like,
like
they just
zero
needed to do
buzz
a
for
good
the.
Fantastic Four movie.
There's like zero buzz for that movie though.
But the
Like,
Yeah.
problem is we're going to be looking at who's supposed to be Victor Von Doom. We're going to be looking at him like Tony Stark. And that's the problem, man. Like Victor Von Doom is his own person, his own character.
I
and
know.
we're going to
I
be
would have.
agree.
I would have totally rather it been somebody else and then do him
I agree.
properly as a
that's what I mean.
Fantastic
That's
Four
what bothers
villain.
me, yeah.
What
Yeah.
actor would you even have as Doctor Doom then?
You could
Oh,
have,
man,
there's-
what's his
you have
name?
a dozen
Nicholson,
better
maybe?
choices. Mads
The-
Mikkelsen, you could bring him
yeah.
back, even though he's been in
Oh,
it before.
Matt.
That would have been
This
the
is
perfect casting right there.
Because he
Yeah.
hasn't been
This is-
around since what, Thor 1?
This is the thing with
he was in
RDJ,
Doctor
bringing
Strange
him
one.
back. You're bringing
one
back
was he in?
all of these old characters from all the MCU, X-Men, stuff like that, and you're bringing them into this movie. You don't have an Iron Man because you've cast your Iron Man as Doom. It would have done the exact same thing if you had have just cast RDJ as Iron Man in Doomsday and just recast a whole different Doom and a better option. Like the thing of them needing a win and needing RDJ to come out and say like I'm back in the MCU kind of thing, the whole announcement thing would have done the same thing if he said he was just coming back as Iron Man.
Yeah, I hate the RDG. It's so like there was the article that came out. He's so excited. He's writing backstory. It's like this guy has a backstory going back to the 60s.
Yeah,
It's pretty well fleshed out by now.
This is why I wonder why anybody thinks this is going to be any good. You got to remember that a big part of what that early MCU was James Gunn, for better or for worse. And we've learned that because the Russo brothers have not had a hit outside of the Avengers films. They haven't. Anything
Yeah.
they've done on their own has been garbage.
Yeah, the
I-
electric movie or whatever.
Yeah,
Man
like
was pretty
everything
good.
they've done.
I tell you, the
Okay.
one chair that
What
really
movie?
did surprise
Gray
me.
Man.
Electric State.
No, what
Oh.
was the movie?
The Gray
Indeed.
Man with Ryan Gosling. That was okay. Wasn't
I've
amazing.
never even heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was on
I didn't-
Netflix. They did that one too. It was like a $200 million Netflix movie they did. It's like an
Yeah,
action.
no, that movie
Okay.
was okay, but the problem is, I think the Russo brothers are getting exposed right now, man. Because the only reason why Endgame and Infinity War were so good is because they had a good lead up going into it, man.
100%.
They don't have that for Doomsday and Secret Wars.
No, and that's where, like
The
I said,
Russo
James-
brothers, I'm sorry, but they're not that good.
they did great on Captain America Winter Soldier, but that was when they still had the Marvel Creative Committee involved. That was, and then when it came to Avengers, they had James Gunn sit down and he mapped out the entire Infinity Saga, because he said that when he came in there, Feige's like, what do I do with Thanos? Because you got plans for him or what? He's like, well, I don't know, we don't know. So he said he sat down and he basically mapped it all out, and he even directed the Guardians of the Galaxy scenes in Infinity War and Endgame, from what I remember too. So like that was a lot of his. And again, I'm not saying he's going to be the savior of DC, but he's the best shot they got right now in this.
Yeah, James Gunn wrote the lore of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
while
yeah.
he was making Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah,
He had to,
They
because he
needed
didn't
to
know what the
explain it.
hell was going on otherwise. He said I had to so I could write my trilogy. He's the only one who sat down and actually planned out a
I'm
full
also the only
trilogy.
one who's read a comic book too, though.
That too, yeah.